Okay, I've gone a little bit back and forth on whether I should make this video because I just don't want to sound like egoic, but I realize, wow, those people that try to put that on me, those haters, if they're here and listening, I'm not catering to them because I have real people that are cool and they know that, I'm a human being as well. And it actually is the reason why I want to put this video out. It reminds me of this time back in the day, like years ago. I've talked about it numerous times because, yeah, I didn't want to live. Like, the one line that I got the most from the so called friends around me and the people that I was acquainted with, you know what they would say? They told me, "You look fine, Danielle. You look fine. You look fine." Wow. Well, I'm dying inside, and apparently, looking fine will get you just completely dehumanized. I I know it sounds crazy. Nobody wants to be ugly, but I'm telling you that there's this hatred towards beauty. There's this like emotional violence towards women in general, really, and especially beautiful women. Why do we do that? I'm just like trying to deconstruct this in my mind. It's not natural to me, to be honest. I've kind of prided myself on acknowledging one's character. I really like to read energy. So I'm just kind of like blown away that this is a thing, especially on social media. Like, it's like scary how the collective like views female beauty and all of the criteria that's around it. And I've been okay with it because I've completely detached. I see myself and I've been able to acknowledge other beauty and love it and accept it. I've learned to pick up my inner child and be like, "You're pretty too, honey. You're okay." And it works. Something, you know, very deeply saddening that I saw. I remember seeing like on a magazine somewhere, I don't know where, but I had saw this woman that I was like, wow. The eyes were so ancient and I felt like my soul just tell me that this is beauty. I thought she was the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen. And years later, like, I found out that she was actually murdered by somebody close to her, like, for that reason, out of envy and spite. And oh, it just like rattled me. It really showed me that anything pure really needs to be protected in this realm because it's so degraded, it's so hated. In the lower third dimensional realm, there's just so much pain, and for beauty to thrive, it really has to be protected. We can't dehumanize anyone. Everyone is having this experience, whether it's a nightmare of experience or whether it's, paradise. I've learned to just accept that they're a human being. And I can respect that enough because I've learned from my own life how much suffering and pain and struggle I've had to endure. So if they're a being as well, then they must relate to me on some level. I believe once we start making our own beauty, we don't hate other people's beauty as much. Like, beauty that we see in the world, we can have the capacity for it because we're creating it on our own. And not just with our looks, like our magic, you know? I once saw one of the most incredible magicians. Her magic was so much more advanced. And I felt, for the first time in years, the feeling of jealousy. Now, this was a long time ago, so I was able to grow through that over the years through creating my own magic. I've learned that I have a different kind of creative process, and there's no reason to compete with other types of mastery. You know what I mean? Like, her mastery was so beautiful, but mine is a different shade of beauty, and it's like all are so loved by the universe, and all are so needed at this time. So, the next time we feel that cringe, we see something that just is out of our capacity to accept as beauty. How can I judge less and dehumanize less a person that is trying their best to just shine?